We are every Saturn game ever, and we are playing Alien Trilogy. The second game we've played so far in every Saturn game ever, and we're going the distance here. We're keeping on. We're not going to do this with every game. But we're going to do it with some of the games. I think this one's pretty good. So we're gonna keep playing it. Probably be playing it for another 2 weeks, I imagine. So if you find this is not to your liking, just keep watching it. What do I care? Or you could stop watching for a while and come back in a couple weeks, I guess. Where I moved on to something that could be much, much worse. Look, I started this off on the wrong foot. I got all defensive. There's really no reason for it. I think I'm going to try. Let us get through the second section here. I think that's the play, fam. I think that's the play, fam. Just gonna be like, press it up. Keep checking the map. We'll know where we are. We won't get lost. Just like,
we've lost contact with the colony on LV-420.
I watched the Alien Show, or episode 1 of the Alien Show. Oh, it was not good. Ooh, it wasn't good. It was opposite. It was bad. Oh, man, this game is so hard to figure out. All right, so all right, here we go. Ooh, it would. So it does this thing that I also think Prometheus did, where it has a fable-like construction to it. It has the elements that compose the story are very primordial, or there is a tendency toward having a sweeping narrative that encompasses the totality of time and the totality of time and human experience. So that this idea in the beginning, and I'm not spoiling anything, this is kind of how it starts. There are children who are terminally ill, and their consciousness is uploaded into a robot. So they're making robo-boys. I think you would call those, I don't know what you call it. In this episode, they call them synths. So it's just like part of the transhumanism movement, right? Like eventually the idea that your core, at least your memories, could be uploaded to a computer or robot, and you could live on. It would like extrapolate your previous experiences into new experiences. It's kind of like, LLM sort of promises as well. It's like if you would have enough data on a person, you could reasonably synthesize what that person would say next. So if you had like 41 years of somebody, you might be able to know what they would do in year 42. Particularly if you could graph that against other people who have aged into 42 and how their existing belief systems and reactions changed in that era. Because if you just have up to 41, sort of the magic that's missing there is that people do sort of alter their behavior from external stimulus, and you can't it would be difficult for the LLM to probably pull that forward based solely on a previous data. It might make a good approximation of it. I'm not saying it couldn't do something like it. It wouldn't be you. It would be a computer pulling that forward. So that's what they're doing here. They're taking the consciousness of someone and putting it into a robot. Now, they don't get into that conversation of the thing I just went into where it's an imperfect proxy for a human growing up. But the premise of the show is this is just the kids' bodies died, and now the kids' brains live inside this robot. This is how the Alien Show starts. They give you this Blade Runner-like premise to chew on, and they're like, "Oh, it's Alien." And you're like, okay, I assume they will come in contact with an alien at one point. Is that what we're doing here? And indeed, friends, that is what we're doing here. That's the spoiler. That there is a xenomorph in the Alien show, and that it has something to do with the thing they showed you at the beginning of the show. Now, look, there have been robots in Alien, and there have been humans in Alien. I don't know if there's ever been. I don't know if they've ever described the robots in Alien as uploaded consciousness. But in Blade Runner, that's exactly how they describe the robots. That there is somebody's memory somewhere. They have a bank of memories, and they install it in the robots because it makes them more manageable somehow. That's the whole premise of Blade Runner. It was written. Blade Runner was conceived of and written by a guy who his whole thing is he was zonked out on acid all the time and kept having these visions of the future. That may or may not be rooted in hard science. Now, look, science in strange ways have caught up with Philip K. Dick, but it's not it sort of happened by accident or coincidence, if you ask me. I don't know that for sure. Anyway, the Alien show, again, at one point, I guess what I'm getting at here is that at one point, Alien became kind of this fantasy sci-fi playground instead of like the hard sci-fi. It's still hard sci-fi-ish, but it was a genre picture nested inside of a hard sci-fi setting, which I think is its strongest selling point. And so they did that for one, where it was just a horror picture, and then they did it for two, which was kind of like a war film, but more pointedly, it was a Vietnam War movie pushed inside of a hard sci-fi setting. And those two worked pretty well. The prison movie in 3 works fine for what it is. And then in 4, where they're like the xenomorphs are turning into humans and stuff, where it was just kind of like, I don't know what this is anymore. I feel like I've lost. As fine as 4 is, Resurrection, I mean. I could go down this for a long time. We were going to bash out some levels here. But anyway, I did not love the Alien show. I'm probably going to watch more of it. Maybe it'll sort of find its path. It's also on FX, which I was wrong. That's not on Fox 1. That's Disney bought FX. So it's on Hulu. And I already had Hulu, I think, anyway. I also have it as part of football now. So whether I had it before is immaterial. And it does the same thing that a lot of FX shows do, that they look very nice, and it's clear that a lot of money and thought and talent went into it, and yet you watch it, and you're just like, I'm not getting any. I feel nothing for this for whatever reason. And I'm thinking of like the Shogun, which I watched all of last year. A very well crafted show that was just a complete bore to watch. And I can't quite articulate why it was that way. Golly, it was just a pain. Ooh, I like this. I hear people shooting at me already. Yep, yeah. All right, let's get involved. Is he over here? Okay, sure. Oh, that was so bad. How about this one? Yeah, baby. How am I going to get that? Okay. What is going on here? Come on, guys. Beautiful. Oh, I'm the best alien player on the planet. Stop sidestepping. These aliens, the red aliens, a little better about strafing, getting around you. Oh, there's still stuff in here. Great. Auto map makes the level go down smooth. Why don't you just face hug me already? All right, got it. Take a little look where we are. Okay. That was cool. That was kind of a good Doom-like moment. What is the in-world justification? The high level of heat and pressure has caused steam pipes to burst, making the area highly dangerous. Get in there, find the control panels for the steam, and make sure that they are turned off to allow follow-up crew safe access. No explanation of how and why there are a bunch of caged xenomorphs. No matter. You know what? I think that guy I killed on the pedestal out there had a battery. Okay, well, whatever. Maybe not. Can't quite tell what that is over there. Cool. One shot. Alright. Get right up in this guy's face. Is it not killing him? What are we doing here? Ugh. Losing a lot of armor out here. Am I going to get another weapon? Is there like a spot for one more weapon? Smart gun. We've not gotten a smart gun yet. Cool. Alright, so how do I get over there? There's... Whoop! Not good. I thought you guys might be down here. Yeah, so the idea of like kind of noodling around with like, oh, what if there were Blade Runner kids in the Alien universe is like, well, why overcomplicate this? What do we stand to gain from putting more ingredients into this soup? It's kind of where I'm at on it. That said, I mean, they probably looked at stuff like Alien versus Predator and the other Alien movies and were like, these aren't working either. Like, keeping back to basics has not necessarily served Alien in a big way. So why don't we go out there and try some new stuff? Problem is, one, it's just kind of silly. Particularly if you can't give over. It is silly in Blade Runner 2. Like, trying to go into depths on the ins and outs of transhumanism just always comes out kind of flat in movies, I think. I think Blade Runner is good for different reasons. Maybe in spite of trying to go all in on that. Hey, where you going? Okay, great. Now the smart gun's up there. Great. Wow, let me up there. How are we... Is this the end of Alien Neil? What lift is activated? What are you talking about? It's like over here. This is frustrating. If this is the... Like, the game is over now. You know, the way that one... I fell off the ledge in that one level and I couldn't get anywhere. I know I... Ooh. Okay, great. Very helpful. And go! Yes. Who's got it better than us? Probably got to fall to get this. Nope, I probably could have had it without falling. It is what it is. Okay, now run for it. You better run for it. Run for it. Run. Great. Okay. And what are we looking at now? That's probably the exit. Not that I think, like, that transhumanism can't or won't happen. I think that, you know, technology works in weird ways, and things develop in ways you might not have expected. I don't necessarily think the work that is being done with large language models now is a good proxy for uploading consciousness into uploading consciousness into a form of invulnerability. I'm trying to think what's the word when you like live forever. This is embarrassing. Yeah, but like the idea of that you will, we'll just upload your brain to a computer and you will not die. You will never die. You will live for eternity. First of all, that's not going to be you. You're still stuck in your mortal coil, and you will pass. And then some other copy of you will live on as something else. And I think what I liked about what was that game came out a couple years ago? Game Wake Up Underwater as a computer, as a machine, as a robot. This is frustrating that it won't be able to. Soma. Okay, so I started on Bing. This is a great example of something Google can do that Bing can't. And somebody illustrated this to me years ago, and I kind of brushed them off. And I think about it all the time because it is true. It can do it. I don't know how useful it is, but Google is better at this. I searched game Wake Up Underwater as a robot, and Bing was like, "Are you mean the game Robot Awake?" Because it's just trying to like tease out keywords and look through its index. Whereas Google has always had this layer where it's trying to think laterally about what you're actually looking for. And the first result here is Soma, which is what I was looking for. So Soma is kind of a horror stealth game, but also as a game, a bit of a nothing burger from like probably 5-10 years ago now. And so like you are undergoing some like experimental treatment for your like headaches. Boy, I did not handle this well at all. Getting tore apart up here. And so like you close your eyes in this machine that is supposedly measuring your headaches or conducting some sort of experiment that will help your migraines. This seems really loud. Whatever. But so you go to sleep in the chair and then you wake up underwater. And so the premise is, as a robot, you don't know you're a robot. You find out later. I also just spoiled Soma for you. You don't know you're a robot. You learn that later. And it's like thousands of years in the future. The Earth has been flooded. Everyone lives underwater. And to some degree, you're trying to like aid in the reconstruction of humanity. But your humanity is long gone, right? Like that's kind of a cool concept. Kind of. But also it's just like the reason it works. Why do I keep walking over? Is there something here or what? I don't feel like is it on the ceiling? It's just bleak. The concept of Soma is so incredibly bleak that it's hard to turn away from. And I think that's largely what people are drawn to, not necessarily the story of transhumanism. I would also say Altered Carbon is, I don't know, I've not seen the show, but I read the book, and it talks a lot about that, about having your consciousness uploaded into a prison. I remember there was like a long passage about that, and then there's like different torture mechanisms they can inflict on your uploaded consciousness. But again, that is supposing that there is some like soul you can repurpose out of the human body and plug into a computer somehow. And I just don't think that's something. I think that may be beyond the limits of knowledge. Now, I say that as a practicing Christian. So there is some sort of perhaps mental block for me to fully engage with the idea that a computer would be able to replicate a human life. That said, technology works in crazy ways, That's just the truth of it. The things that happen are not always fully anticipated. Shotgun ammo. Lift activated, like that. But which lift? I am gonna guess it has something to do. Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna guess that it had something to do with riding up on one of those, and then it was like a timing thing. It's not. All right, what other secrets can we we kind of peel out here before we get loose? It's not even open yet, so we are clean on that. But also, even to make the LLM-based live forever thing work, you would have to be able to extract a level of data that we don't have access to now. You could put structures in place to sort of guarantee that you would be able to collect that kind of data, or make it easier to facilitate that kind of data collection. But they don't exist now, so it's not like you can just say like upload all your stuff, like unless you were like someone with a weekly column and also recorded yourself all the time, which, you know, there are a couple people in real life who are doing that. I guess I'll get out the smart gun here. Let's try that. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is a pretty good gun. And you gave over access to all of this. That they could probably put together a reasonable facsimile, particularly of your public persona. But then you have a private persona that, you know, you probably don't show to everyone, right? And don't even admit to yourself that there is a, like, or some people might not even admit to themselves that they are different to everyone around them, like depending on the group and the people they're interacting with. You know, there are always differences in the way you respond and react, and there's just so many variables there that it would be difficult to construct. I think it would be difficult to construct a person like that. Not impossible, but difficult. I want this one to come down. Why isn't this one coming down? I want that armor. I want that armor bad. Oh, this was such an expensive level in terms of health. Okay, here's a good one. Okay. I hear something. So when, again, okay, so to level set here, when Alien starts playing around with that stuff, it's asking something of its audience that the originals weren't. The originals were kind of, again, I think they were just saying, here are settings and scenarios and characters that you're relatively familiar with. Not settings, characters and scenarios that you're relatively familiar with, but not a setting you're particularly familiar with. And at least a setting that you're not familiar with, or at least presented in a way that you're not familiar with. Like Star Wars and Star Trek had already been out for a long time, or at least a couple of years. You know, Star Trek was out for a long time. Star Wars had not really been out for a super long time. What? I'm not really understanding this map fully. Okay, goes down, then it goes down here, and then it kind of spills out into this area. And if I go up here, what does that get me? Whoa! Like it insists that I'm running into something, and I don't think I am. Okay, here's a door, right? Okay. Alien is never asking you to try to wrestle, or the original two anyway, are never really trying to ask you to wrestle with big nebulous philosophical issues. And I think it's stronger for it. Look, it can be, you can argue like it's a good mental exercise to have to wrestle with what is the nature of yada yada yada, and then a billion words afterward. And if you can execute on that, that's one thing. I'm not convinced that they have set themselves up. The creators of Alien Earth, which is the full name of the show, have set themselves up in a great way to ask or answer, or even help people fumble with those questions in their mind. But I mean, it's not. You could. I think you're playing a dangerous game. I think you're setting yourself up for unnecessary failure when you start playing around like that with those questions in that universe. Meanwhile, people are sitting there going like, "Where's the alien?" Which is what I'm doing. Where's alien? And you're trying to be like, "Ooh, what if robots had kids' brains in them?" Like, I don't care. What? That's not something I'm worried about. Oh yeah, I know, but like, what if you were worried about it? Okay, here's a good one. Yes. Needed that. I am itching to get that armor though. So if I go around this column, yeah, it's definitely up. Is this just a second wall scenario? Yeah. Silly. Silly of me not to realize that. Okay, well, I think we have all the... Oh, there's one more? Of course there is. And look who's back there! And now I want... Now I want to go up here. Okay, cool. I thought I was going to take some splash damage there. And by that, I mean fall damage. Ooh-wee! So, sorry to go on that rant there. Meanwhile, I'm not playing probably my best game here. And everyone suffers when I don't. Yes, no. Yeah. I can get medkits. What I want is armor. Sweet armor. I probably should have been using the smart gun the whole game, the whole level. That probably would have made things a little easier. Well, there are no more secrets. So maybe we go ahead and just get out of here. Let's not worry about the armor thing. Yes, that one. How do I make that one work for me? Huh. I'm gonna go down there one more time. Go down there one more time. See what we can do here. Ooh. Somewhere a lift is not activated or something. I don't think I'm going to be happy with myself leaving here with only 51 health, but is what it is. How do we do on... We got all the secrets. I could use... I'll tell you what I could use. I could use a bonus level. Okay. Yep. Okay, go, 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 go! Make a left here. Stuff down here. Derm patch. We're just gonna go the whole way here. We're not gonna stop for a lot of stuff. Putting a hypo pack in here. That's what we're looking for. Bodysuit, baby. Okay. I'm happy with that performance, by the way. Not a problem. Not a problem. Save game. Head into 9. We might have, depending on how this goes, we might have episode 2 in the bag. Today. Today's the day. Ooh, doggomorphs. Okay. I feel like we've seen the doggomorphs. Is this a different enemy still? Yet a brand new enemy? Alright, smart gun. We'll roll with the smart gun until we run out of ammo. This is cool. Like a new environment? Love it. Does this button work? Just Alt. Shotgun shells. So, am I hearing that doggomorphs hate shotgun shells? Is this actually the boss or something? This feels like boss music. Ooh. Oh, he came barreling down that hallway. Had me scared. What's up with this guy? How come he's not falling down? Is that the strange strain of doggomorph that is hard to kill? He seemed very hard to kill. That was a good musical cue. It hit right when I made that turn. I wonder if that was... Did they program that? Was it just a coincidence? Okay. Doesn't matter. Be rolling. Here he comes. Nice. Oh. All right, so now I see 3 of them kind of stacked up there. I'm gonna change this, see if I can do a move where I hit him with a grenade or something. Okay. None of the doors work. Okay. Do I want to waste another? What are these pipe bomb things? I'm. Oh, they're probably canisters for this. All right, let's try a little bit of this. Getting caught on the geometry here. It's funny to put the door button next to the door and it just not even give any indication that it's working. You know, like a click and no entry. I mean, I know that's a lot to ask of developers of this era. But just weird. Like, weren't they walking around going like, oh, look, a door button? Like, they must have watched the playtesters try to fiddle with this door button every once in a while. Ooh. My bad. Oh my gosh. Is it a Prometheus over there? What am I gonna do about... Looks like... Oh, they're, those are the humans that have been captured by aliens. Happy to help. Living a fate worse than death. Flamethrower, of course, of course. Turn on all the doors. I assume that means there will be some good backtracking to be done here. And these all turn off after you turn them on? Great. Love it. Bomber, bro. Yes! Took a few of them. We got there, though. Put this smart gun back on. Are those the doggomorphs we were worried about? Door activated. What door are we talking about here? Is there something to be seen? Okay, got through that one. Was that intentional? Is that what we wanted? I don't really know what we're doing here. That was a lot of ammo. I don't mind saying. Okay. I guess the good part about the flamethrower is it kind of stops him a little bit, I guess. It's such a big blast radius. The bad part is that it runs out of bullets. Oh boy. Whew. My goodness. You do get the sense now that they weren't entirely happy with the idea that the game got way easier for a little bit. Unless this is just some boss stuff. I don't really know what we're doing here. That's gotta be the leave door. And they're just like, go find it, son. Go. All right. What are we missing here? It is kind of extra annoying that I'm this far into the game and still don't really understand how the levers work. Oh, boy. Still plenty of xenomorphs around, though. All right, all right. So he was in there, but then I don't get to go in there? That doesn't seem particularly fair. Just running in circles. Right, none of these doors are gonna open. Because they're like prisoner cells, you know, they're not just gonna... Ooh. This is so bad, so bad. All right, get right up on me. Come this way, come this way. Oh, he's stuck, he's stuck. All right, let's turn on the smart gun. Is that the play here? right, great. So he's hiding in here. All this good stuff. Great. That's exactly what we wanted. So what is the mission again? Get in there and access all areas by opening the doors via control panels in the main chamber. Yeah, all right, sure. Here's another one. Another chamber that I can access. Him reloading the minigun is very funny. Maybe the whole... I'm not sure I remember... well, I know there was a gun like this. I don't remember how it worked. Maybe the whole thing about the minigun is it doesn't need big belt-loaded... it doesn't need big belt-loaded... ammo clips like a real minigun would be. Okay, all right, I'm out of here. That's it. We're good. And that's why it's a smart gun. You never know. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. I'm gonna come back down, and then we're going to play what I hope is the last level of section 2. Back in 1 second. All right, here we go. And we saved, right? Yes. Maybe a bonus level here first. I need to rebuild the prison. That's what I'm all about. I'm out here clearing paths for new prison colonies. Happy to be of service. Here we go. Let's do a little save state. I'm ready. Okay, all right. I get it. I should have been mowing those down. I will do so now. I'm locked in. Locked in, guys. They do seem to really wilt under this pulse rifle in a way that it is less clear what's happening with the flamethrower. Like, it's definitely taking damage, definitely destroying it. You're not sure if you need to stand there for like a second or like a few to get that job done. Oh my gosh. Is this what I think it is? Yeep. All right, let's start this way. Let's start this way. I'm missing it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. So bad. Alright, so now we switch to the smart gun. How are we doing on health here? No, don't get stuck! Alright, that's not good. Don't love that. Back to the pulse. Oh, baby, baby, baby. We are too good. Too good for this world. All right, what any goodies around or anything? That was an incredible triumph. Remember the first one, we got them caught on a door or something, so I don't think they even got close to us. But for this one, she got loose. But we took care of business, baby. We took care of business on that thing. She clocked us, but we stood on business. And that you gotta be proud of. Game recognized game. I'm a little surprised that they don't let the queen. I mean, maybe I just got lucky there, but like they get close, and in other cases, like the xenomorphs, if they get close, they start taking swipes. They usually can chew up some damage pretty quickly. That wasn't the case with that fight, anyway. Okay, I feel fairly good about having picked everything up here. Except what is that supposed to be? Just the 9mm health gun? All the way up on health. All right, let's roll. Let's roll. Got the aliens. Got the secrets. Got the mission. Number 1, in the hood. And places elsewhere. Let's take a look at level 3. Let's take a look at section 3. And then we'll be done for the day. Continue game. Ooh, yes. Ripley's out of the prison. Doesn't really look like Ripley.
Hey, Bishop, where are you?
Yeah, where are you, Bishop? Kind of sounds like Ripley, though. They did okay with the voice acting.
Now it's time to finish it. Once and for all.
Let's finish this fight. Finally put aliens to bed. Alien. Whoa. Pre-rendered. Looks fine. The blacks aren't very deep. Kind of murky. Murky in the grays. I don't know if you should be out here without your suit, Ripley. Oh, we're going into the hive. We believe the original xenomorph infection came from within the derelict bone chip. We must investigate this area to find the origin of the xenomorph on this planet, use the biomechanical lifts, and clear the way to the main pilot's chamber so that we may either freely remove the carcasses for testing, so that we may enter freely and remove the carcasses for testing and subsequent destruction. So how many Alien Trilogy walkthrough? Remember there was a game called Die Hard Trilogy 2? I never played that one either. But my point there is, what was with the trilogy thing? All right. How many level? Level 21. The Queen's Lair. Oops. I just pushed the wrong button. Level 21. Queen's Lair. Okay, episode 3. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay. There are 14 more levels. There are 14 more levels in Alien Trilogy. This is a real... I feel like we really need to decide here how much more Alien Trilogy we can take. How many hours have we played of it so far? Go to my channel. Maybe that'll... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. And then I think I have one uploading. That'll be 9. And then this will have been 10. We've played 10 hours. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours of Alien Trilogy. And the next game is... Well, let's get the save state here. Well, what does this look like again? Might be missing the coolest part of the game. I think we should play a couple of these levels. So what is closed content, right? Yes, okay. I know I look at this every time. It would be Alone in the Dark, which we're not exactly looking forward to. Doesn't Andretti Racing look like? Actually, it looks pretty cool. Let's see when we get there. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna call it quits here. Maybe I'll mull over it. That looked like a cool level. I think we want to play at least 1 or 2 of these. Maybe 1 or 2 more episodes. But then it's like, oh, I quit right before we got to the end. So there are 14 levels. It's like 7 more episodes. No, because some of them would be bonus levels. Some of them will tear through really quickly. So let's say 3, 6, 9. It could be 4 or 5 more episodes of Alien. Hey, I mean, this is what we're doing, right? This is what we signed up for. I don't even know what the next one I'm really looking forward to would be. I'm looking forward to Bases Loaded to a certain degree, but I kind of know what it is. Battle Arena Toshinden is a cool game. I'm not going to play it with people, so it's going to be a little flat probably. Battle Monsters, don't know. Black Dawn, don't know. For some reason, Blazing Dragons is kind of sticking out in my imagination here as something that might be pretty cool. I really should just be looking up pictures of these instead of trying to start. It takes that doesn't take a long time, but they're definitely games you turn on and they take a little bit to get going. What was that? What is this I loaded up? Blazing Dragon? Okay, now, all right. Now we're talking, maybe. Are we talking now? Blazing Dragons. Crystal Dynamics. I like that. They're the Last of Us people, right? Blazing Dragons. Is this going to be... It must be a platformer. If Crystal Dynamics... No, okay. Crystal Dynamics is not The Last of Us.
The raid wasn't a complete loss, Sir George. We did lose a
They're the Tomb
thousand
Raider
knights,
people.
But at least we made off with this extra...
Okay. I'm still hoping for graphic adventure here. Yes! Okay, all right. Yes, right.
Flicker, hurry up.
I just wanted to...
Oh,
All right. Am I up?
Tell the king
I'm kind of
Maybe it's about my request to battle in the tournament tomorrow.
tabbing through a lot
If
of
I
this.
can't win, Princess Flame will be forced to marry someone else.
True. Yeah, it's a point-and-click adventure. Great. By Crystal Dynamics, the Tomb Raider guys. A point-and-click adventure for Saturn. I'm not going to say that's the next one I'm looking forward to, but this is the kind of stuff that, like, you're hoping to find. Obviously, you want it to be good, but, like, these are the curiosities that you really don't get too much anymore. People make graphic adventure games, sure. Crystal Dynamics ain't making no graphic adventure games anymore. It's more like the smaller boutique houses. Maybe they're better at it, maybe they aren't. All right, we are quitting RetroArch. We are through the second episode of Alien Trilogy. And we're on to the Queen with some of that really good H.R. Giger architecture stuff. Or Geiger. I say Giger. I'm not sure I've ever heard it pronounced out loud. He's the guy, he's the artistic director on the Alien franchise. Of course, you know that because you are watching every Saturn game ever. And you're one of the smartest people you know. Bye.